animation, to push the animations a little bit further. So we started to work on the animation because it's the key to making a great tennis game. It's how it looks and feels, how the motions come out naturally or not. And so although we loved the topspin game, we thought that some of the movements were not exactly real natural tennis movements because sometimes, and it happened in all the games of this era, right? The movements were cut out a little bit, like in video games. So you had players waiting for the ball like this, doing micro steps, which never really happens in real life. So we thought, how could we fix that? So we worked with real pro tennis players.
Nice.
We started working in a mocap lab, and it didn't come out really well because they couldn't really play tennis. They were more playing mocap than tennis, right? So at the end we put them in on a real play field, and we asked them just play tennis with the real movements.
Nice.
And the whole panel of movements, and you always keep the control during that time. So
I almost am afraid to ask how long that whole process took, because I know you work a lot in mocap, and it's a very long, arduous research process before you can even get.
Our team spent days.
Well, it's more than 6 months of work to have the first glimpse of the game, you know. And before that, you work like dogs, but there's nothing playable. There's nothing that feels or looks like tennis. So you have to really trust yourself when you're doing that. But we have a great team, and to press the button exactly if you want to catch the ball. It's something we wanted to make easier. So it's not to say that the game is easy, because it is a real hardcore game with a lot of mechanics, with a lot of tuning you can do on the character. You can really spend a lot of time creating, upgrading your character with a lot of parameters.
Oh, nice.
But at the same time, it's very easy to pick up and play. So you can grab the pad, and if a friend wants to join and he's never played tennis before, it's basically a bit like FIFA, you know. You can play FIFA, it's really easy, but if you want to really go far in the career, it takes a lot of time and a lot of playing.
Yeah,
so there's tons of hours in this tennis game for people to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. So you're not going to be able to master it as soon as you pick it up.
So we have a full career mode. It's going to be very dense, and we want to let the player live the life of a real pro tennis player. Also, I can't reveal too much right now because there's still a lot of things to do in the game. But we're going to show the players what the pro players do when they're not playing tennis.
Oh, okay. A little sneak peek into their lives.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed here when just the animation that we're seeing, there's different types of courts. Will you guys, because I know obviously in tennis there are like 3 major different courts that you can play on. Will they all be playable in the game?
Yeah, we will have grass, we'll have clay, we'll have hard surfaces, and they all play a great role in how the ball works. The physics of the ball is different. The speed of the ball, the bouncing, the spin also changes, and it goes as far as the location, and even the altitude of the location acts on the physics of the ball. It also acts on the stamina of the players. So it's really dense. We try to put a lot of parameters to give the player the sensation that he's really playing tennis with the real physics and the real outcomes of.
PlayStation